What's up? All right. Well, body weight strength. Let's get started in 90-90 position. And we're just going to do some light 90-90 switches. I want to use our hands to help rotate us through. And we're going to swivel from the heels and rotate to the other side and rotate as far as we can. Breathing. Just trying to get some light motion in hips and spine. You go side to side, try to time your exhale. When you're here, you should feel stretching both hips, both spine, or both sides of the spine. Good. Let's come on to all fours. Do some cat-cows. Nice slow exhale into the end range. Inhale, transition. Exhale into that end range. Inhale, transition. Actively trying to push into each end range position. Good, let's go into child's pose. And then we will wave the spine forward. Coming into cobra stretch. Wave the spine backwards. So when I say wave, if you notice my spine, I start by moving the lumbar spine, rounding it, rounding. And then I drop the hips, lumbar spine, mid back, upper back, head. And then I wave back, tuck the chin, round the upper back, mid back, low back, round, tuck, back to child's pose. So it's a slight focus on segmentation of the vertebrae, just kind of treating your spine in a few different segments, not total segmentation. It's a variety of spinal waves. Good. We're going to Spider-Man with a rotation. Push-up position. Swing that right leg up. Today I want to drop the back knee to the floor and raise that right arm to the sky. Switch sides. Left leg up. Drop back knee to the floor. Left arm goes up. You can do about 5 on each side. Moving at your own pace. Same as all of our other movements, we try to exhale into those end ranges. Helps us push a little bit further. Helps us relax into it. One more. All right. So today, I want to start off with something called a Hindu squat. A Hindu squat is a toe squat where you shove your knees really far forward. So this is what it looks like, and then we'll modify it from there. Imagine my torso has to stay upright, arms go out in front, sink down. I'm on my toes right now. Torso still upright. Come back up, heels go back down. From the side, looks like this. All right. This is indeed stressful on the knees and the ankles. If you have knee or ankle issues, I'd like you just to modify this into a regular squat where you can keep the weight back in the hips. All right. This is to more target the quads. So we're going to do this for reps, and we're going to have a little tempo to it. So we're going to do about 25 reps here. And try to stick with me. If you've never done them before, I suggest that you tone it down a little bit. Maybe only go for like 10 today. All right. So I'm going to move my hands in a rhythmic fashion to help me keep balance. It'll look like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. Feel those quads burning. We feel a lot of pressure on the knees. As long as you have generally healthy knees, it should be all right during that. All right. Let's go with our back straight up against the wall. And we're going to go into some hovers with right leg straight, hip flexion hovers here. So imagine that we have a block right next to our right ankle. We're going to come up and over that block, up and back in. All right. I want you to try to get your torso nice and upright. Focus on moving from the hip. Don't crunch over. Try to drive the hands to the floor to help you do this. Lift up, out, down, in. That's 2, 3. Lightly tapping. 6, 7, and 8. Nice work. Let's switch it up. Right leg is tucked in. Left leg straight out in front. Drive the palms to the floor. Up, out, down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Nice job. We're going to flip over into the static beast position or bear crawl position. From here, we're going to do scap shrugs. So scap shrug is just retraction and protraction of the shoulder blades with a focus on keeping the elbows straight and not shrugging the shoulders up towards the ears. So let's do a warm-up set of 5 with our knees on the ground. And it's going to be down, up.
It looks good.
Down,
Social media site.
down, and up. All right. Let's get our knees off the ground. Stick with me. Down, up. 1.
That's somebody
Down.
business you know of? No.
Up.
2.
Down,
Okay. I just read, I didn't.
3.
The video. I'll
Down.
just read what that does.
4. Down.
What that's
Up. 5. Down. Up. 6. Down. Up. 7. Down. Up. 8. Down. Up. 9. Down. And up. 10. Good job. Let's flip it over. We got a straddle crab hip thrust.
Man, I'm not talking about whatever. I'm talking about fucking
So,
just fucking like Voltron.
legs out, widest straddle possible, fingers pointed backwards, big chest,
Prescribe
driving those heels to the floor,
medicine.
press up.
Good shit.
2, as you come up, roll those shoulders back. 3,
But what are you doing there?
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Woo!
You can shake out those arms, completely normal for the elbows to be talking after that. A lot of stretch and strengthening on the elbow joint, the bicep tendon that crosses over that elbow joint. All right. Catch a breather. We're gonna hop back up and go into our second round of Hindu squats here. All right, here we go. So again, if this is your first time, this is a lot on the knees. I'm gonna go sideways so you guys can see me. It is a lot on the knees. If you need to, just alter it into a normal squat position. Another way that you can alter it is hands up against the wall. All right, to help you stay balanced. All right, here we go. 25 more. Ready? Begin. Down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Too fast, losing my balance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice. Have a seat. We'll go into our hip flexion hovers from the floor. All right. When I'm here, I want to make sure that my butt cheeks are firmly on the floor. All right, even. I don't want to be leaning to one side. So that means I got to push that right leg out a little bit. I would also ideally like to be tailbone touching the wall. For me, that's quite difficult. I would recommend, if it's difficult for you, to put a pillow underneath your butt. But if you don't have one, we're just sticking with the floor. Up and over 8 times. Down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Woo. A lot harder that time. I was closer to the wall. If you get closer to the wall, you decrease your end range possibility. All right. So really try to get as close to that wall as you can. Make sure that the foot is only hovering just a little bit up off the ground. If you know you can lift your leg up really high, then try to go all the way up to end range, and maybe stack a few blocks up so that you know you're getting as high as you possibly can. 1, 2, there it is. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, let's get back to our scap shrugs from the static beast position. These are brutal right after this. Quads should be burning during it. All right. Notice I have my hands turned out. It's going to help me keep those elbows locked. If you're a beginner, I highly recommend that. Do it with your hands turned out. Now I'm going to try it with my hands forward. All right. Halfway through, I'm actually going to try to switch to my hands backwards. That's going to be one of the harder positions. All right. Here we go. Down, up, 1, down, up, 2, down, up, 3, down, up, 4, down, up, 5, down, up, 6. Switching hand positions. Down, up, 1, down, up, 2, down, up, 3, down, up, 4, down, up, 5, down, and up, 6. So switching that hand position rotates the shoulder in a different position and will change the sensations that you feel. It's important to practice that from a bunch of different hand positions so that you know how to control your scapula no matter where your hands are positioned. All right, last set of our straddle crab hip thrust. We're gonna get 15 in here. Fingers face backwards, legs spread out as wide as we can. And as we come up, we're getting sternum and hips to the sky. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Whew. Nice work. Shake out those elbows. Grab a quick drink. Whew. Those wrists take a lot of that. All right. If you need to work on your wrist strength, definitely suggest some hanging. That'll help with the wrists. Hanging from a pull-up bar, or just gradually increasing your time in a plank position and holding that there, or if even that's too much, you just kind of rock side to side, forward, backward on your wrist. Also, the guys over at GMB, Gold Medal Bodies, have a great wrist warm-up on YouTube. I think I've talked about before. All right. We're going to get into a dead bug. All right. So the dead bug, I like to do my dead bugs from a flexed spine, lumbar spine position. I feel like it really works my abs a lot more, and that's what I'm shooting for here today. A lot of people do their dead bug from a neutral spine position. All right. The one part about doing it from a flexed spine position is that you are also really lowering the risk of injuring your back during it. So let me show you what the dead bug is first, and then we'll go over it step by step. All right. So number one is I'm going to press my low back into the ground, going into posterior pelvic tilt. That should make my neck extend just slightly, okay? Hold this body position, and then we're only going to move the limbs. So I'm here,
We've ruined the game of baseball because
opposite,
baseball, like you said, is everybody
bring it back in,
to actually play.
switch sides.
And this is because of money. You know, owners, we've been making $50 billion over the last 10 years. You can't break. They're like, well, break
That's
even.
two.
They're not gonna lose $1 billion. You know what I mean? They'll probably break even because they're still getting TV money, right? So pay and play, whatever. So you can't just.
Three.
You know what I'm saying is after they get paid from the TV guys, make out the
Four.
salaries of the players. So
But they only pay the TV guys if they do baseball.
And five.
Exactly, you gotta get that money back.
That is your dead bug. Let's flip over into a high plank position. So, our high plank position, I also want to train rounded spine, posterior pelvic tilt. And if you've done the high plank before, I invite you to try a plancha lean. And what that is that we try to rock our body as far forward over our hands as possible.
We're seeing it right now.
All right.
So just people in
Looks like this. High plank position. Feet together.
They get 75% of their wages.
And from here,
This new thing, they get an extra 600.
I lean as far forward as I can.
They're not going back. They're not rushing to go back to work. They're sitting there
Breathe.
waiting for that shit to run
We're
out.
gonna hold it here for 20.
The problem is they don't realize that when they go back to work, that at 6 months later, they're gonna have a job. But still, nobody's gonna go to work when you don't have to.
10.
I'm saying,
Rock and go back to work.
most people.
Whew. That is definitely a lot on the wrist. Let's go into our wrist relief position. Back of hands together, thumbs on sternum. Drop those elbows down until you feel a stretch. All right. So that's the plancha lean. It's like a plank, but you just start rocking your body forward. Puts a lot more stress on the shoulders, core, biceps, and wrists. Ooh. I'm out of that. Shake it up. Man. All right. We're going to give those wrists a little time to cool. And we're going to go into low side plank on our elbow. And we're going to do a side crunch from it. All right. So to get set up in your low side plank, I want elbow closer to the hip than you should think it should be. All right. You see how tight mine is. This arm's staying down. When I pop up, I'm going to think of getting this, my oblique, to the ceiling as high as I can. And then from there, we're going to do this action. Elbow to knee. All right. The hardest part about that is lifting this leg up. If you can't quite do that, just try to side crunch from here. All right. Let's lift up, drive up, hips high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nice work. Let's spin around. Drive this elbow through the floor. Keep the elbow close to the hip, closer than you think it's going to be. And then we will pop up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew. Shake it out. I want to go into a little stretch for the quads. After we did those Hindu squats, we're just going to do a wall stretch. So, step 1, get the knee or shin, get the knee right in the crack where the wall meets the floor. Get the shin flush
up against the wall. Where people go wrong here is they don't realize that their pelvis rotates. So they end up like this or like that. All right? Make sure you clench the butt and then start driving that right leg as far forward as you can. And your goal is to keep posterior pelvic tilt while feeling a stretch in the quad. If this is too easy for you, you're going to try to get your right foot around and flat on the floor. Kind of like that. Oh, that's way too tight for me right now. So I'm staying here. All right? But to modify, it should look like you're in a lunge position. What I want you to be very cautious and aware of is maintaining posterior pelvic tilt through this whole stretch. And we're just holding here for about another 30 seconds, maybe a minute total. Feeling that stretch, breathing.
That's some roasted garlic smeared it on every bite. Good for you.
And we will switch sides. Right leg goes up. Make sure that pelvis is straight. We should be feeling a stretch in our right quadricep. No pinching in the hips. Maintain posterior pelvic tilt.
With just one or two things, and it dries out. When you do with the whole joint, yeah.
Breathe. Try to relax. Every exhale, you're relaxing that quadricep. Again, if it's too easy or you don't feel stretch, take that front leg, swing it up, put the foot flat on the ground in front of you. And you may even be able to lift that chest up nice and high so that you're in more of a lunge position. And I'll come down out of here. And shake it out. I like to move after stretches. Ooh. All right. We're going to do another round, starting with our dead bugs. In a second here, grab a drink. All right, running a good time. All right. If the dead bug was too easy for you, and by that, I mean you are successfully able to keep your low back planted on the floor, and you are successfully able to extend your legs out all the way. You can try what's called a wall bug. So what that is setting up this way, and your hands are going to be pushed against the wall. All right. Now, when you do that, same rules apply. You got to keep your low back attached to the floor. And the further you go out, the harder that is to maintain. But you got to follow that rule. So I'm going to show the wall bug. It's a little challenging of an angle for you guys to see, but stay with me. I'm here. Right leg goes down. One. Two. Three. I'm trying to push into the wall. 4. 5. Let's go about 5 more here. Make it a little harder. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. So wall bug is difficult because you try to use the neck and the shoulders a lot when you activate your abs, and that kind of prevents you from doing that. All right, let's go into our high plank position, or if your wrist can handle it, we'll go into our Plancha Lean, where we are gliding our body forward as far as we can. When you do that, now I want you to focus on a real hard elbow lock to really increase the stretch that you feel in the biceps. If this was tough on the wrist, you can turn those fingers outward a little bit. It'll make it a little bit easier for the shoulders to glide forward. We got 20 seconds here. Let's get into our high plank. Spine is rounded. And then all I do is I push my toes forward and lean. Six. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. Been a while since I did that. Definitely harder than the last time I did it. I'm going to shake that out and go into wrist relief position. After this, we're going to get into our low plank side crunch. Heart rate gets elevated and you're not even moving. What is that all about? Well, that's the power of building strength. That you can actually increase your heart rate during strength movements because you are using so much energy in isometric to either hold yourself up or an isokinetic movement where you're moving weight. All right, side plank. Elbow stays tight. All right, I'm gonna pop those hips up, other arm back here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other side. Start that elbow tight. And let's get feet stacked. Remember, if you can't lift that bottom leg, just move the arm. Up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ah, nice work. Shake it out. I think we had one more exercise in that little circuit, but I can't really remember what it was. Quad stretch. That's right. The easy one. Always forget the easy ones. Let's go shin up against the wall. All right, we'll find our stretch. Should be a little bit looser this time, theoretically. Try to keep that pelvis even. You can even think about getting your right butt cheek back towards the wall while clenching your left butt cheek away from the wall. And that's really going to increase stretch there. As I always say, whether it be finding a stretch or finding specific tissue to contract, it's an art. It takes time to figure that out. Your body can and will find ways to move. If you want to be specific with it, you got to pick out exactly what you want to move, and you got to find it. It takes some time to find that and figure that out. It's all about learning and listening to your body. Good. Switch sides. So I'm going to push that left hip back, pull that right glute forward, really push that right glute forward, left hip comes back. This creates a little hip pain in the front of my left hip, so I'm going to alter it to the point where it's bearable. All right. I don't want to create pain in this closing angle right there. I know I have it on certain stuff. It's a work in progress. Breathe. And we'll come on out of that. We have a drink. All right. Got about 10 minutes left here. I'll finish off with some ab stuff. Who doesn't like ab stuff? Almost Memorial Day weekend. Hopefully we're out on the beach. Get those abs popping with something other than a bunch of beer. All right. Let's go. Just crunches. And I actually like this style of crunch. It's called push through crunch because it helps keep those shoulders pinned down and back. And it really helps us feel our abs pull us up. All right. So we're just kind of either hands here or here. And we're just going to think about rounding the spine, pushing up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, just so we get a feel of the difference here, let's just do a crunch with our hands here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Reverse crunch. Feet together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. So my knees were really bent there. If I straighten them out just a little bit, let's see what happens. Let's try to hold our knee angle at that same angle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So that should have felt a little bit harder for everyone. And in some instances, it may cause some low back discomfort. If that's the case, I would start working on some hip stuff because it probably has to do with your hip flexors. Or to modify, whenever you do leg lifting stuff, just keep your low back pressed firmly into the floor. All right? All right, let's try those push through crunches. I'm going to keep my hands here as I push through as opposed to here. All right? You can go either place, wherever you feel comfortable. All right? And 2, 3,
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So a lot of times during crunches, myself included, or any sit-up, as I get fatigued, my abs get fatigued, and I start to use my neck flexors, and my neck starts to bother me. All right. If that is the case, what you should do is you should rest. See if you can give yourself enough rest to help turn back, to give your abs enough rest so that they can control the movement. Because all that's happening is your body's thinking, I need to get my body kind of up like that. And so in order to do that, it can easily just pull your head up, right? But what we want to do is we want it to work the abs here to pull us up. So if you get tired, it's just going to start using other parts of the body. So don't be afraid to rest in between sets, especially a common one if you start to feel your neck work instead of your abs. And that happens to me. And it's something I've been working on for a number of years, but I think when I was younger and I didn't understand that concept, when I first started working out, I would use my neck a lot to do sit-ups and stuff. All right, let's try these crunches with the hands behind the head. See what feels better on your neck. So right now, this one's feeling pretty good on my neck. Ten. Good. Let's do our last set of reverse crunches. We'll do 10 with our knees really close in, our heels really close to our butt, and then we'll see how far out with it we can go. 1, 2. I'm going to put my hands back here. 3, seems to help me. 4, target the abs a little bit more and relax the neck. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. I'm going to go a little bit further out. If you feel comfortable enough to do it with straight legs, we can try it that way. 1, 2, 3. I need some bend. 4. At this point, I'm quite fatigued. 5, 6, and I put my arms out here to help counterbalance. 7. Makes it a little bit easier, but I can control it more. All right? Again, just simple modifications to help you work within your zone. And your zone changes depending on how fatigued you are. So with body weight stuff, just decreasing reps might not be enough. Sometimes you got to alter form a little bit. And this is a way to do that with this. 3, 2, and 1. So that is a good thing to remember. You know, when you get tired, whether you're doing, like if you're doing cardio, you just slow down a little bit. You slow down your pedal on a bike or a run. If you're working with weights, you can actually lower the weight. If you're working with body weight, you can lower the reps, but sometimes you want to do all the reps. So you can just make slight adjustments to form to help make things easier or harder so you can target the tissue you want to target and get the most out of your exercise. It's a very difficult thing to do, I think, mentally for a lot of people. But, you know, you're not cheating yourself if you're being true to what you can handle in that time. Thanks for joining me today, guys, on You Need Body Weight. I'll see everyone next week.